Getting cross-legged is an ordeal these days. First things first, I need to look up how to even pronounce this word. Pronunciation.
Enneagram.
Enneagram. Today I'm going to take a quiz to figure out what my Enneagram number is. Enneagram. What number Enneagram I am? How do I use Enneagram in a sentence? Can you tell me in the comments? Let's get to the quiz. I know that I've posted a lot of vulnerable videos on here so far, but somehow this one feels really deeply personal because from what I've heard about Enneagrams and from my very limited experience with Enneagrams, they seem to be really, really accurate. So I'm a little bit hesitant to be like, I'm a bleh on the internet because apparently that really tells you a lot about my motivations and how my heart works. So I want to caution you guys to really think about what these personality types mean and the fact that people can demonstrate these traits in different amounts, and not everything in this is going to agree with exactly how I am now. Just because my type is supposed to behave a certain way or think a certain way doesn't mean that I automatically actually think that way, because people can develop themselves throughout their lives. I know that I had some tendencies when I was a kid that I have either grown out of or worked myself out of, such as a fear of talking to people, obviously, or like a general shyness in crowds. And that's just one example that popped up in my head. But that's an example of something where you can't really judge a person just by their number or just by their type. I'm having a little bit of trouble with exactly what quiz I want to take, but I found one on personalitypath.com that is free. It says it takes just 12 minutes, and they tell you your different percentages for the different types of Enneagram. Let's see how it goes. Instructions for taking the Enneagram test. Be yourself, don't overthink your answer. Gut reaction is usually the most accurate choice. Be general, describe yourself as you've generally been in most situations throughout your life. And be honest, be as honest as possible. Even if you don't like the answer, there are no right or wrong answers. This is between you and your quiz, Jen. Thousands of people aren't going to watch this on the internet. Just be honest. Oh, do you guys know the gender of this baby yet? Because if you don't know it, you should watch the video. Gender reveal. I went really big for the gender reveal. Shh. Start test. I feel good when I know other people need me and I can be there for them and actively help them. Absolutely, agree strongly on that. I have a strong conscience. My inner critic is very hard to ignore. Yeah, I'd say that's true. There is no neutral on this, so you either need to agree or disagree slightly or agree or disagree strongly. So those are my 4 options. I'm sensitive to how my appearance is perceived by others, and I can easily change it to connect with others and win them over. I'm gonna say I agree slightly on this one. I have definitely noticed that I can change a little bit in certain social situations. So if I'm with a friend who's super chatty, I'm more likely to be super chatty. And if I'm with someone who's more mellow, I'm more likely to sort of read the room and tone it down a little bit. But it's not to an extent where I'm completely not myself or I'm gonna act really weird. So I'm only gonna be in agree slightly on this one. Because it's also not about winning them over. It's just about not being overwhelming to people. Because I don't like it when I'm overwhelming to people. Being told I'm odd or weird is welcome proof that I'm staying true to myself. I don't mind being told that I'm odd or weird because I know that I'm odd or weird, but I don't need proof that I'm being true to myself because I'm just kind of doing things. I'm getting hung up on the word proof. I take the time to understand things and concepts in very great depth. More than most other people do. Absolutely. Oh yeah. I'm really good with the big picture. Detail work, however, stretches my patience. I kind of disagree with that. I'm kind of good with both. This is again with the wording. It's not about patience with the detail work. It's about how important is it. I can make and communicate tough decisions even if others don't like them. Agree slightly. When I'm sure, but I can be indecisive. I like to approach life without haste and hurry in a comfortable manner. I agree strongly with that. I enjoy the predictable and safe more than exploring the unknown. I only agree slightly with that because I really enjoy unknown things, but I like to plan out first. I strongly feel other people's unexpressed needs and act on them without being asked for it. Honestly, not really. I'm not really great at other people. I need people to just directly tell me. If you want something from me, just tell me. I need plain English. I'm going to disagree strongly on that. It's hard for me to leave even the smallest mistakes alone and just let it be. Yeah, I agree slightly with that for sure. I might even agree strongly with that. I really don't like mistakes because a lot of times I should know better, or I want to make sure that I know better next time. I'm efficient and know how to get things done, and I don't like it when people or circumstances slow me down. Oh yeah, agree with that, for sure. I don't want to stand out too much through my appearance or behavior. I agree with that. But it's obviously not to a huge degree because, the pink hair, the service dog, all that, so. I am a thinker. I enjoy spending a lot of time in my head. I love my head. I love thinking. I've been told by others that I'm too skeptical when I'm just being realistic and cautious. 1,000%. I naturally blend with the enthusiasm of others, but get distressed when I'm around negativity, conflict, and anger. I don't get distressed, but I certainly do match the energy that's around me. Agree that. It's easy for me to stand back and let others make decisions. Not really. I don't hate it when other people make decisions, but it's not always my favorite thing, although sometimes I love it. I'll slightly agree with that. For the most part, I'm pretty easygoing, and I'm not a very decisive person. I feel uncomfortable when situations get too heated or aggressive and tend to withdraw in such moments. I agree slightly. I will be there and I will be watching and I will be calm and trying to figure out what the heck is going on, but I'm not likely to express what I'm feeling while the thing is happening because I don't like to say things that I don't mean. That's usually what happens in the moment. So literally the last time I remember screaming and crying and being, that angry with someone, I was like, I'm gonna say something I don't mean, so just let me be. Literally, that's me. So I will agree strongly with that. I'm generally the giver in my relationships. It's easier for me to give than to ask for and receive help. Oh yeah, obviously now that I'm sick, it's been shifted a lot, but I am horrible at asking for and receiving help. My conscience guides me to do what I think is best and right, even if it's inconvenient and brings me discomfort. Yup. I put a lot of effort into reaching my full potential and want to make the most of my talents. Yeah, I do a lot of these things. I'm a yes on a lot of this. I'm longing for other people to understand me. However, I have a sense that others will never truly get me. I don't really feel that way. I guess I don't really think that much about what other people think or know about me or to what extent they know me. I'm going to disagree slightly. I enjoy searching for answers to difficult and complex questions, and I can spend hours pondering and making sense of the world. Yep, that's me, Scientist Jen. When something goes wrong, I can't stop myself from thinking this is exactly what I warned about. Yes. I hate being bored, so I continuously seek new and stimulating people, ideas, or events. No, I love being bored. Being bored sometimes is so nice. I can come across as tough and forceful, which is why some people see me as intimidating. I'm going to disagree slightly on that. I do sometimes put people off because I have my definitive lines in the sand that I will not budge on. But for the most part, I'm a very accommodating person. I don't want other people to be uncomfortable, and I would rather be uncomfortable myself than make anybody else feel uncomfortable. So I will slightly disagree. I'm not intimidating, but I'm certainly not a pushover. When others make me angry, I don't hesitate to tell them how I feel. I definitely disagree with that. I hesitate. I do tell them eventually, but I tell them after I think about it, after some time. It is easy for me to ask people for the things I need, even if they get annoyed by my requests. Nope. I did a Q&A recently. Here's the card for that. I specifically said in that postpartum with this little baby is going to be so much easier if I just learn how to ask for help when I need it. I'm horrible at it. I'm horrible at accepting it, even if it's exactly what I want and it is directly offered to me. If a neighbor is like, hey, can I bring over some soup for you that you're not allergic to? And that's literally all I want. I almost have trouble saying yes. I'm that bad at requesting what I need. So I'll disagree strongly. I feel guilty about the times I've gotten angry or lost control over my emotions. Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree strongly. But I have also made amends. I'm not overly ambitious, so I don't let work take up too much space in my life. I disagree ever so slightly with that. I can have a tendency to overwork. Now that I'm sick, I'm a lot better at it. I feel my emotions deeply and with great intensity, often to the point that I feel overtaken by them. Yeah, totally. Too much theory feels draining to me. Nah, I'd rather choose the unpredictable and unknown than the safe and familiar. Disagree on that. Others tell me they appreciate my free-spirited and playful attitude towards life. Yes, I have definitely heard that before. I'm a strong-willed person who does not back down easily, especially in the face of opposition. Disagree slightly. I'm strong-willed, but I will back down if it's not one of my line-in-the-sand things. When others upset me, it's hard for me to confront them and clearly express my feelings, definitely. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, do more questions, skip ahead a little bit, and then I will come back to you guys. I worry that others take me and the things I do for them for granted and don't care that much about my needs. I think when I'm in a dark place, this is how I feel, but what I've determined is it's my own fault for not asking. Ouch. Really making me realize what my faults are here. And I'm sure it's just going to get worse when it tells me what my number is and then I have to read about what my statistical faults are likely to be. Ay. It's easy for me to relax and enjoy, even if I have not yet taken care of all my obligations. No. Since I prefer solitude, I can come across to others as self-sufficient and withdrawn. That's true. Safety and security are more important to me than to most people. I think so, yeah. I need a high level of predictability in my life. Yeah, my life is so predictable. Hi, baby. Because I see many points of view, it usually takes time for me to make a decision. Oh yeah, I am all over the place. When it comes to making decisions, I'm super slow. Melancholy is comfortable for me, so it's annoying when people constantly try to cheer me up. Yeah, when I'm not ready to be cheered up, I'm not going to be cheered up. I need my space when it's time for me to cheer up, but, Melancholy is not comfortable, though. I want to think, observe, and extensively gather information before I go into action. Guilty. I can't hold myself from seeing hidden threats and imagining what dangers might arise from any given situation. They make that seem like I'm going camping, so I'm thinking about bears, and I'm definitely not like that. But I am the type to try to foresee what negative things could happen on, like, trips and stuff. So, I don't know if I agree slightly or strongly on that. Enjoying life and having fun is more important than discipline and self-control. No. You need to be controlled. When you don't have self-control and you don't have discipline, life ceases to be fun. There is nothing fun about always having fun. Fun is only fun because you were disciplined and self-controlled for the rest of the time. Fun is the let-loose time. When I see something I feel is unfair, I do not hesitate to call people out on that. Yep, that's not cool. When others ask me to do things I don't want to do, I frequently struggle to say no, as I don't want to trigger a confrontation. I will say no. I have the feeling that others don't do as much for me as I do for them. It's true because I don't ask. And I do tend to be a helper type. I try to help people as much as I can. So it's my own doing, but before I got sick, yeah, absolutely. I want to avoid mistakes by all means, which is why I'm well organized and structured and will plan things meticulously. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I hate making mistakes. I really do, especially the clearly avoidable ones. I generally appear even-tempered and calm, even when I am under enormous strain. Yeah, you guys have no idea. I don't let it show, but if I'm with another person who as unique as I am, I get a bit jealous. No, I really enjoy being with people who are also unique. I feel uncomfortable when people want me to show my feelings or display strong emotions. Yeah, when people want me to, I'm uncomfortable. When I do it on my own, I'm not uncomfortable. Yeah. I feel more secure obeying people and norms, however there are times when I can't hold myself from rebelling. Yeah, the Slytherin in me. Check out my Harry Potter quiz. I did the Harry Potter house quiz, but I did it as myself and as migraine Jen, so you can see how different my personality really swings when I'm having migraine attacks. When things get boring or predictable, I swiftly pivot to something new, even if the current project is still ongoing. New. I will finish the project. When others are not sure what to do, it's usually me who takes action. It's usually my husband who takes action, but if my husband is not there, then yes, it's me. If we're at one of those awkward dinner parties and the person's like, okay guys, dinner's ready, everyone dish up, I'm not the person who stands there and waits so that I'm not first. I will definitely go straight to the food. I can be a big procrastinator on projects that challenge my inner peace. Can't we all? I feel annoyed when others do not work as hard, precise, and thorough as I do. Oh yeah, especially when I had a normal job. Oh, that was the worst. I treasure knowledge and quietly do extensive research, but I don't necessarily have to share my findings with others. That is 1,000% me. 10,000% me. 1,000,000% me. Change and big decisions make me nervous and worried, but I certainly don't want anyone else to make decisions for me. Oh yes. Also 1,000,000% me. I want others to tell me the truth and not spare my feelings. Oh yes, also 1,000,000% me. We're in the me section now. I'm often not clear on what I want out of a situation, so I tend to go along with what other people want. I have a clear sense of right or wrong, and integrity is very important to me. Oh yes. Oh yes. I am extremely loyal, I am a man of my word, and I will do what is right as much as I possibly can. Throughout most of my life, I have put the needs of others before my own needs and well-being. Yes. I enjoy setting and achieving ambitious goals. Working towards my goals has been a top priority for most of my life. That's very true of me. My memory card filled up. There we go. It generally has been easy for me to concentrate very deeply on my work or whatever I turn my attention to. Yeah, if I'm interested. I often feel suspicious of the motives and agendas of people who flatter me. Oh, that's very sad. No, people aren't out to get me. I don't mind confrontation. I even enjoy pushback. It gives me a challenge to overcome. I'm gonna disagree. I won't start the confrontation, but if someone else confronts me, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'm just never the one to start it. So, what do you want from me? I find it hard to relax and have fun until I've taken care of all my duties. That's true. I'm very conscientious. I have often overextended myself in caring for others at the cost of taking care of myself. I have a 10-month-old. I feel like that's pretty much the story of my life right now. I'm just trying to remember if that's how I've always been, if that's how I was in the past. I have many bittersweet memories of the past and think about past events with great longing and sentimentality. I am a sentimental person. Do you guys hear this noise outside? It started happening when I got to this question. When I'm on a project, I want to concentrate deeply without any interruptions, so I prefer not to see people when I'm busy. 1,000% true, and this thing just started happening outside. What is going on? Strongly agree. I want to trust others, but I have to assess their underlying intentions and motivations first. I take a very long time to trust people. It is quite hard for me to give way and let others make decisions. I agree a bit on that. I thrive in a calm and warm environment and will avoid conflict and turmoil at all costs. Bro. That's annoying. Okay. I thrive in a calm and warm environment and will avoid conflict and turmoil at all costs. I do thrive in a calm environment, but I'm not going to avoid conflict at all costs. That was the last question. Are you ready for my results? The top 3 results that I got. The first one is a 5. I am a 5. I got 93% match for 5. I got an 87% for 1 and an 87% for 6. I'm assuming that means that I'm a 5 wing 6, not a 5 wing 4, because 6 scored higher for me than 4 on here, but we'll see what happens. Let's see, your most likely personality type is a 5. 5s try to master the world by understanding it and collecting information, processing things mostly in their mind. That's absolutely how I am. You guys know that. I'm a thinker. I'm really curious about my wings, so I scrolled down. Type 4, I'm only a 53% match, so it sounds like I wing more towards 6 than I do towards 4, but I definitely want to read into this more and see if I actually agree with the motives, because honestly, I sort of had some trouble with some of the questions. I was really just torn back and forth, so we'll see. Let's quickly read what being a 5 means and see how I feel about it. We'll take this quiz at face value for today, and I'm going to keep reading into this and see how much I agree. I'll probably do another quiz to see if it gives me the same results, because who knows? Take it when I'm in a different state of mind or whatever, but here we go. 5s are cerebral, detached, and sober. They want to understand the world and protect their privacy and independence so they can live on their own terms. They like to analyze the world, dissect it, go to the bottom of things, and feel like they really understood everything there is to understand before they make a move. 1,000% me. That could not be more me. 5s are great at looking at things rationally, but they struggle to leave their lookout posts and engage with life. Their instinct to withdraw, detach, and keep things to themselves can make it hard for other people to know what's really going on in the life of a 5. Guys, that is freakishly exactly dead on. I have trouble trusting people. I have trouble letting people in. I tend to kind of fly on the wall and wallflower, especially when I'm not really feeling myself. If I'm not having a really great day, it's going to be hard for me to engage with other people and really connect. And it's not in an antisocial way. It's very much in a, I'm just in my head kind of way. Strengths of 5s, easily cut through complex intellectual ideas and problems. Yeah. Stay calm, emotionally composed, and objective in a crisis. If someone's leg falls off, you can count on me to be the calmest person in the room and take care of it. It's fine. Are very perceptive and insightful about many things. Have excellent boundaries and no problems respecting those of others. That's totally true. I told you guys I have my lines in the sand. I know where they are. I'm malleable. I'm not like a dictator in any way, but I definitely have my things that I won't budge on. No problem respecting those of others. No problem respecting other people, different personalities, and different needs. That's absolutely who I am. I understand that 2 people can have the same situation, the same information from the same source, and come up with 2 completely different actions. You can come to 2 different conclusions given the same information, and I understand that about people. Final strength, 5s are trustworthy and good at keeping things in confidence. I think I mentioned that while I was taking the quiz too. I am extremely loyal and trustworthy. If you tell me a secret and I am not supposed to tell it, that shit is going to the grave with me. 5s like to understand things, blah, blah, blah. 5s profit immensely from their ability to focus without their emotions getting in the way. Totally true. What motivates 5s? Want to feel capable of handling a world that feels overwhelming. They unconsciously think that the more they understand about the world, the more they will be able to meet the demands of life. Yes, thank you. That's totally true, and I think it's because that's how it's played out in my life. The more prepared I am, the better I do at things. It's just, I don't know, I guess because I'm really good at doing all the math in my head. 5s belong to the head group of the Enneagrams, as do type 6 and 7. So I also got strong scores on 6 and strong scores on, what was the other one? 87% on 6 and on 1. Type 1s stand for the will to do the right thing. They want to make the world a better place and themselves a better person. That's totally me. And type 6 thrive on security and stability, which they try to achieve by being reliable and preparing for potential problems. Absolutely me. Absolutely me. I had a couple of people in my comments, the people who have been asking me to do this quiz, say that they're guessing I'm probably either a 2 or a 5. Just in case you guys are curious, I scored a 77% on 2. 2s focus on people and relationships and offer their help to others in order to feel loved and appreciated. And while I do the first part, the motivation doesn't match. I do definitely offer my help to others in order to help them, but I don't do it in order to make myself feel loved and appreciated. Let's find my weakness. What's often holding Enneagram 5s back? 5s unconsciously believe they can only fully join the world once they've figured out how to do things from the safety of their minds. They feel they only have limited resources to spend on social interactions and other people's needs, so they ration their involvement and try to put as much distance between them and the world as possible as soon as they feel their resources dwindle. I've certainly seen this tendency in myself, and I think that turning into migraine gen and becoming chronically ill has just snowballed this process. It's just made this happen even faster, especially because social interactions are so much work for me now. I really just don't have the energy to do it. I feel really drained by social interactions. I feel fulfilled by them too, but I don't have a lot of it in me. I definitely need my alone time in order to feel like I can be involved in the world. And it sounds like that's exactly what fives do. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot. I'm a little thrown off by how accurate it seems right now, so I'm gonna, like I said, keep reading into this, do another quiz or two, but I'm pretty shook by the results because that kind of hit me on the head. If I'm the nail has been hit on the head. I'm really glad that you guys encouraged me to do this because with my analytical mind, now I'm like, oh great, now I can learn more about myself and I can understand myself and I can control myself better, and it just further makes me realize that I'm a 5. I'm a total 5. This is genuinely my very first Enneagram quiz ever. So take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. I did it really fast. I did it on camera. I did it with interruptions. So I'm really looking forward to reading more about this. Please comment below with what your Enneagram number is. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and turn your notifications on. And I'll see you guys for another video next week. See ya!